keep time on that. With water scarcity becoming an increasingly pressing global issue, it is time for us to harness the power of AI to find innovative solutions. Hello again, everybody. My name is Kim August, and for those of you who didn't know, I'm the host for the AI for Water Sustainability Challenge, the co-founder at the Brand Station, a director at AI in Africa, and thrilled to be part of this exciting challenge. A few house rules. We're going to ask the questions in the Q&A because this is a webinar. I will also ask the questions on your behalf. I hope I've been doing a good job. And then we've also allocated time slots or for Q&A. We've allocated slots for Q&As throughout the session. But please do make use of like emojis or clap hands in the Q&A, and we can share that. Ladies and gentlemen, students and professors, entrepreneurs and change makers, to mention a few, whether you're a data scientist, engineer, environmentalist, or just someone with a brilliant idea, this is your chance to make a real difference. Our guest, Miro Polzer, an accomplished figure in environmental economics, serves as the founder and executive director at IAAI GloCha, a UN-accredited social enterprise headquartered in Klagenfurt, Austria. Additionally, he holds the role of strategic director at Climate Change Coalition, the foremost global network dedicated to leveraging blockchain technology for comprehensive multi-stakeholder climate action. Polzer earned his PhD in environmental economics from the University of Graz in 1995 and has since directed his professional endeavors towards pioneering conceptual frameworks and digital innovation infrastructure. He's particularly passionate about empowering citizens and youth to make meaningful climate action at the local level. Let's give him a big virtual round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Miroslav Polzer. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Kim. It's such a pleasure being here. A warm thank you also to Joao Peter Costa, my friend and colleague from IAAI in Ljubljana, who facilitated this invitation. So we are talking today about the youth and citizens climate and SDGs action empowerment, the role of emerging technologies and governance innovations. So let me see whether okay. So first, where do we come from, or what is the challenge that we are addressing? Is that we are in an uncertain world, in a world that is fast changing, and where we are facing more and more crisis, polycentric crisis and disruptions, and we are far away from really having a good life for all and having and leaving no one behind. And so the challenge is that we, as global and local communities of human beings, collaborate better. We have to really channel our efforts and our organization and resources towards delivering on the common good on the local and global level. And for this, we need to empower everyone everywhere to take meaningful and rewarding action for the common good on the local and global level, which is also framed as sustainable development goals and climate action goals in our conversations. We have for this endeavor a joint compass. We have the United Nations, we have the Sustainable Development Goals, we have the Paris Agreement on Global Climate Action, but somehow this is not really translating from ambitious global goals into local action. And in my presentation, I'm now going to look what is needed, what is lacking, so that we come really to local action, and how can we develop an innovation system and somehow leverage transformative change that really everyone can take action everywhere. And so the message here is that there is innovation needed on different levels, in different domains. One element, so the message here is that there's no technofix to the sustainability challenges or even water challenges, which is the focus of your program. There's no technofix. We have to combine social innovation, cultural innovation, and digital innovation in a meaningful way. And key message is that we need to make people aware and somehow inspire them that the ordinary people start to taking action for the common good, for the SDGs implementation on the local level. And that it starts with me, it starts with my city, my local community and region. And the second level of innovation that is very important is social innovation, public sector innovation. We need to cooperate better, and we need to set up decentral coordination and incentives systems for the multi-stakeholder provision of global public good. And then in combination with these first two pillars of innovation can really fulfill all its potentials. And here we believe that blockchain technology, in combination with AI, Internet of Things, Earth observation, and other emerging technologies, can be really a game changer and enabling new forms of multi stakeholder SDGs and climate action empowerment. So, my organization is IAAI GloCha, the Global Public Sector Innovators, and IAI stands for International Association for the Advancement of Innovative Approaches to Global Challenges. So we look at the global response mechanism to global challenges. It's the United Nations, the only really mandated institution, but it's not delivering good enough results. And so we are looking how can we complement and support and advise this the UN system so that it will deliver better results. We are accredited to the United Nations through UN Economic and Social Council, UN Department for Global Communication, UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, and also the Green Climate Fund, the International Communities Global Public Finance mechanism. And we are building the Global Challenges Action Empowerment Ecosystem GloCha with culture, technology, and organizational innovation as key pillars. So the vision, as was said before, is empowering everyone everywhere to take meaningful and rewarding action for the climate and SDGs. And the theory of change is that we have to look at the knowledge base and also the database as key ingredients and success factor for this deep socio-economic transformation to low carbon societies and economies. And as you have a strong base in Morocco, I thought I would somehow share also this photo from the COP22 in Marrakesh in 2016, where we have launched also an initiative called Give Youth a Chance, a call for resource mobilization for youth climate action. And it was at that time also an official COP presidency project. We had the formal label, and there we've also seen it's one thing to call for resources for youth, but to really make this machinery running and that the flow resources from the global level trickle down to the local action, and especially youth-led climate action. We need digital tools which will build the trust base and the impact identification and certification mechanisms that there will be really money flowing to youth climate action. So we have many flagship initiatives, but here the main ones. It's one is Web3 technology powered citizens and youth SDGs and climate action dashboard app. We believe that there should be on everyone's mobile device, there should be an individual climate and SDGs action app where people can document, get edutainment, get somehow guidance and the knowledge on what to do on SDGs in their environment and action sphere, but then also that they can report and receive certificates about verified and certified action and impact. Then there we one related social innovation, which we are now developing and promoting heavily in the context of the UN Summit of the Future and the outcome document, the Global Pact for the Future, are local pacts for the future, which I will explain a little bit more further down. One aim, institutional development aim, is to set up a research, technology development and innovation competence center here in Klagenfurt, where we also heavily depend or include in our planning the capacities, the competencies in the broader region. Also in Slovenia, IAAI is a very highly competent research center, which we want to have there in a cross-border Alps-Adriatic competence center for digitalization, digital innovation, and climate and SDGs action empowerment. And then we have several tools for mass mobilization, a streaming TV edutainment and creative economy platform. Part of the plan, the systemic plan, is also to have GloCha centers in every city and every local community, so that those social entrepreneurs and young people who want to work on these solutions and programs with us, that they have a space where they can get access to the internet, access to technology, to funding, and also the social energy and the inspiring ecosystem to connect locally in a global framework and nourished also by global resources. One of our mass mobilization initiatives is also digital art for climate, where we are. No, I will show it later. And we have a festival planned from the 3rd till the 8th of September this year, more later. So as regards these tools, developing tools for local SDGs and climate action, this is something that the UN system needs. It's nobody in the UN system's logic or anywhere outside also is having really a plan and the resources and the will to build a consortium of solution providers and resource holders who will build the intellectual infrastructure and the digital public goods infrastructure and the data architecture for all of society, SDGs empowerment. And we think we are some kind of leaders in this field. We are bringing together solution providers together with UN Habitat Youth Program and the UNEP Early Warning and Data Analytics Branch. We've had already for 2 years one-day conference at the UN headquarters in September, a few days before the UN High-Level Week. And this shows somehow our determination to be the leaders in developing this kind of data and digital innovation infrastructure and tools for youth and citizens empowerment for SDGs and climate action. A key component of how we think that we can function better as a global community is NFT technologies, non-fungible tokens, so where you can turn any kind of digital asset into a digital certificate of ownership. It's decentralized ledger technology with encryption technology. But the key point is that we can uniquely identify and turn into digital assets actions, impact, learning outcomes. And so we can then turn this call to action for everybody. We can say it's not only your moral duty or whatever, but it's fun. It can be a game. We can play around it. You can earn points, you can earn money and everything. And so this kind of technology is the key enabler. The NFTs, blockchain technology, is the transactional technology, but as regards then the content, the data about action and impact, here AI plays a very essential role in understanding what is action, what is impact. And here now further info about digital art for climate, which is a first step of showing that individual contributions can be framed as an NFT, because we are inviting the creative community that they submit their artwork. It can be standard artwork, a painting which is photographed, or it can be on computer-generated art, it can be even AI-generated art. And then this artwork, after a curation and public voting process, is turned into an NFT. And so this shows one concrete contribution is identified as an NFT, and it can be transferred around. There is real ownership of this contribution possible. And these NFTs become then really the tool for SDGs and climate action empowerment when it's combined with a global challenges action registry. So we can turn this ordinary NFTs into impact NFTs by developing registry in which we say the contribution of the artists is one entry in this registry. Another entry is who is buying this NFT. And then the third information is what kind of projects are we financing? Where does the revenue NFT sale go to, and which kind of citizens or local community climate and SDGs action. And the fourth type of entries is the impact that is generated. And between all these entries, there is a relational information. And so that at the end, we have the information that the artists, by contributing a certain artwork, which was turned into an NFT, has enabled and has attributable impact generated. And so we have this information about who is doing what, and we can give social recognition, financial recognition to those who are contributing. And related to these NFTs and also the purchase of a certain NFT to mobilize funding for local and citizens and youth-led SDGs and climate action is the crypto stamps initiative that we have, and where people could, in a framework of voluntary carbon footprint compensation or just any kind of motivation to work for the global common good, would buy crypto stamps with some art associated with some artwork, which is of artistic value, but they would have with this crypto stamp, with this NFT, also the key to channel the funding, the part of the money that they have given. They can channel it then to projects that they want to see implemented, that they love thematically or locally specified. And we have had at the last climate conference in Dubai our own digital innovation pavilion, and we have been speaking with Dubai, now with the United Arab Emirates Post Authority, and they said they would be interested to work with us on such a crypto stamp program and resource mobilization for youth climate action empowerment. So, and this is again NFTs based and a global registry based. Another solution that we have is a digital art for climate co-creation center and hub for climate action learning and digital skills development. This is a concept which can be brought into schools or in youth centers to work with the kids on the climate topic, but also on how people can create art, how this art can be turned into NFTs, and people there in a playful setting learn how what are NFTs, how can they collect NFTs, how they can develop their own NFT, how digital finance functions, they can have their digital identity. We have there some ideas on how there could be a global challenges action ID based on a combination of SDGs that are relevant for those who are working on this. And as a proof of attendance protocol, NFTs would be in this program. And so we believe that this could be very nicely brought into schools, because in many countries, for instance, in Italy, there is now an obligation to have climate education in the curricula of these schools, elementary schools and K-12 schools. And but climate education can be very depressing if you only look at the numbers and all these problems that are coming. but with this kind of creative component, it's enjoyable, it's empowering and everything. And so here, this is one of the programs we have presented last year at the UN High-Level Political Forum, special event on SDGs learning, and people loved it. And we've already approached UNITAR, but not sure yet whether this will fly. One initiative is more like just a spark to show what we were already thinking also is that there might be needed for this kind of decentral uh, resource mobilization and collaboration on local projects in a global framework. There it would be good to have a new institutional vehicle, some kind of complement to the existing UN structures, which would focus on non-state actors. And so we said we are going to set up a GloCha United Citizens Organization for Action for Climate Empowerment. We have presented there an outline at the UN Climate Conference COP26 in Glasgow in 2021. Somehow a combination of physical world and metaverse with fundraising, life management, digital art for climate, action for climate marketplace, functions, global citizen accreditation, collaborative decision making, DAO structures, UN SDGs action certification, education, and resource mobilization. And a key component that was mentioned before is a Global Challenges Action app, which would empower citizens and youth to become agents of change. And it should be on everyone's mobile device. So through this global community would be connected, global community would have an avenue to exchange data and to know who is doing what so that we can reward people and guide people. Yeah, so local pacts for the future, it's an important area where I see also big potentials for applying AI technology to analyzing information there. So citizens go and identify and localize and specify challenges in their neighborhoods. We have a challenges mapping tool for this already as a minimum viable product developed. Then based on this initial challenges identification, there is a citizen science knowledge-based platform where different knowledge holders can add then knowledge about what the challenge is and who the stakeholders are, what the potential intervention logic is, what kind of impact can be generated. And then the uniquely identified challenges are then the common denominator for community building, and it can be also on social media. The global challenges ID can be used as a hashtag to tag different players that people think they should be part of the challenges community, like a mayor or a company with its corporate social responsibility program. And then those community members make pledges what they are ready to do in relation to this challenge, under which conditions. And then with Web3 technology, this can be combined into smart contracts. And this is then a new generation of social contracts. No communities, new communities, which can then really deliver on these local challenges in a global framework. And this can be really big. And this is our contribution to the Summit of the Future. Then, of course, all the actions of the challenges communities member have to be documented, verified, certified, and the actions and impact need to be clearly attributed to those who have taken the actions or generated impact. And then resource mobilization, innovation is, of course, also very important. And gamification and micro-social entrepreneurship, business model innovation. Also, as regards citizen science, the knowledge that people provide in identifying challenges, in providing further insights about the nature of the challenges and potential actions, this is a valuable asset. And with our platform, we believe that we can create the framework that people will be rewarded for the knowledge that they are bringing. So here again, some ideas about the individual SDGs and climate action app, a good life for all app. It would include this individual climate and SDG action reporting, the social network and local pacts for the future, functionality, creative economy and purpose economy ecosystem, edutainment, games. And for the individual, it will be also an opportunity to build a legacy so that you can really systematically and in a verifiable, trustworthy manner document what have you done for humanity, for for the future generation, for your grandchildren. If they come to you at a certain point and say, "What have you done in light of the climate crisis?" That you can then say, "I have here my collection of NFTs of verified and certified action." We have concretely, in terms of tools, developed a global challenges mapping uh, generation one tool. It's in the context of an EU project, very basic sign in and profile generation, challenges mapping, based integrated with Google Maps, localization of a challenge specification. People can vote which kind of challenge they like. People can comment, and it's multilingual. But the where it becomes interesting is now the next level that we are starting, and I hope also to work with IAAI and other partners on this challenges mapping 2.0 functionalities, so unique identification of challenges, partners, reports, actions, and impact, challenges, communities set up, and then AI for reporting, support, and analysis of good practice cases. So we have to really based on this information system, on the Global Challenges Action Registry, and the information about who is taking action, under which circumstances, and what kind of impact it's generating. We then see what are the pathways to action and impact, who are in a similar setting and use also the GloCha SDGs and climate action app that they can take action with a very high impact also in their uh, communities. And this kind of tool is very universal. And there are several programs in the EU, like the EU Climate Pact, the EU Mission for Climate Neutral and Smart Cities, and the EU Spark Citizens Hackathon Championships. We are involved in all of these programs, and the challenges mapping tool and the individual SDGs and climate action app is relevant there as well. So if we will be successful, then it can be through all these programs, mass adoption can be relatively easy accomplished, I think. And then in terms of other programs, entertainment, we are working on a GloCha streaming TV platform where artists will, on the one hand, no, it will be based on user-generated content from all around the world. And with AI and other tools, it's also nowadays much easier to provide machine translated content, so we can localize it to local languages, and through this bring the inspiring stories and beautiful stories from around the world in the language that the people speak. And with Joao, we are speaking that we will perhaps work also with video lectures, a platform of the UNEUM Research Center to make this. And we will there have also the possibility to have token-based incentive mechanisms for people to watch content, so infomercials, edutainment programs, so that we will have foundations who will pay the viewers for looking at watching content and having certain learning outcomes that is relevant for the local and global common good. This will be rewarded. And we are working on MOU with UNEP, Early Warning and Data Analytics Branch, and with IAAI also. And we want to bring these solutions to schools. And we have programs at the UN headquarters again on the 19th of September, a 2 weeks exhibit and a 1 day's conference and a concert. Yeah, and here again, the GloCha Co-Creation Festival. And then we are coming soon to an end. Yeah, next week we have also our side event to the UN Science, Technology and Innovation Forum, Citizen Science and Web3 Technology-Enabled Governance Innovation, Challenges Mapping and Local Pacts for the Future. Joao will be there with us as well. And we are going to have at the next COP, next climate conference in Baku in November, again, our digital innovation pavilion. We've had it now at the COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, and now last year in Dubai. We had quite a big roundup of supporters, sponsors who worked with us. And this year we are also going to the AI for Good Summit in Geneva. There we expect that we will also have more AI companies who want to bring their solutions to the climate conference to be presented and discussed there. And yeah, these are some flashlights of what we are doing. And much of it is also more on a stage of vision or yeah, conceptual basis, and we would need more talent, software developers, business developers, organizational developers, program managers who would work with us. So if what I have explained here resonates with you, then you are very welcome to get in contact and we can explore how we could find avenues for cooperation.
Thank you, Miro.
I was
Thank you.
also on mute.
Okay,
Carry on.
go ahead, Kim.
Thank you so much. Let's give Miroslav a big round of applause. You guys that are in the Q&A, you can like give me like a emoji, clap hand emoji. That was informative. I think a lot of us, or even me, like the UN and even IAAI and the work that you guys do, UNESCO is like unattainable, like you've just shared now, that is you guys are approachable, that people must just ask, and it's not so far-fetched. So even for me, like you say, you need business people with ideas. It's about all of us collaborating. So a big round of applause. I would we have some questions, and I think we've got time for questions, maybe 1 or 2 questions that we will do here. The other questions, please, if you can just refer that to the Discord. And Zhao, you're going to, let's first do the questions, and then you will just give the follow-up on what has happened in our week 1. Over to you.
Wow, will you lead?
Okay, so I'll have some few questions. I don't know, Kim, if you're talking about the questions regarding the questions
the
that
one question is, what are the criteria? And it's from Shuaib. What are the criteria to validate decision making in making water management?
So maybe I can turn the question a little bit more for the context of today's presentations and talks, discussion. The decision making is a very important, let's say, value here, because the work that GloCha is doing is very close to citizens, and putting the citizens closer to decision makers, to policy makers, and here. So he maybe from the perspective of a developer would like to understand how to for example to reach out to these priorities, how to find what people need to do, what developers and technical people need to do to understand better the priorities of decision makers, and maybe through through the challenges that you were presenting, for example, would be interesting direction.
So please, yeah.
Thank you, Joe. I also just wanted to say, I like that. So if you both can give your input, and then also to our participants, you can direct your questions to either both of them or to one of them. They're here now. And also, we could open the mics. So if maybe you have a question, Armin, you can ask that question directly. But continue, Miroslav. I just wanted to make it easier for us to connect and engage on this topic.
So I think, of course, we have several processes of governance also as regards these water issues, and there are official decision-making processes, and there are spaces, action spaces, which are untapped. And we are much too often saying, okay, they're above, they will have to do it somehow. But with our challenges mapping tool, and with our challenges community formation and local pacts for the future, we say, let's look what we can do, what we as individuals can do. Of course, we can then include cities, we can even include ministries and tagging them to join, asking them to join, but it's not a prerequisite for a successful intervention, but there are so many opportunities for action that ordinary citizens can take without the need to ask anybody. And so that's somehow this complementary function of these tools that we are trying to develop, is that we get an idea of where are the challenges, where are the problems, where are the action potentials. We build with citizen science the knowledge base to understand who are the relevant stakeholders. And then we see what we can do alone. And if the nature of the problem is such that we need a certain decision maker or existing public institution or private institution, then we invite them to the community, and we can the decision making can be with these new tools in these pacts. There can be everything can be negotiated somehow. Yeah, new governance, democracy, innovations are possible. And I believe there will be huge innovations emerging once the platform is there, because it will be something for people to organize themselves. And then we will see what the outcomes are. It's perhaps too abstract, but that's my way of thinking, that I say there are existing governance processes which are very often slow and not with that activity level that one would like to see. So let's see what
Miro,
are
you
the avenues
touched
to
upon,
action and impact.
you touched upon a lot of opportunities, and opportunities that relate directly with communities and with people. And in fact, more and more, maybe by the process of digitalization of many industry sectors, also policymakers and decision makers need to get closer to communities, and this is also facilitating that that possibility of actually using data and using data technologies to understand better what people think for them are priorities, and where to move on, because this in the end is also very much the food for that feeding the local communities and so on and so forth. How, if we would think about just in maybe in theory, some existing community in Morocco that relates and that's very much aware of water sustainability problematics, that is looking at some specific problem on particularly SDG 6 and water sustainability, a group of participants here on this discussion today that is going to feed them with tools, and we're going to support them with the possibility of bringing up a citizen science based initiative. So how could they use these opportunities that you mentioned? How could they connect to GloCha? How could they interact globally and locally through what you're presenting?
So one thing is that the form as such is work in progress. So I think where we can have the phase, in the current phase, who could best join us is people who could work with us on the Global Changes Action ID from the technology or from scientific or whatever side, the Global Changes Action Registry, and then these smart contracts-based local pacts for the future function development. So this currently it's not yet in the stage where I would recommend a strong uptake of it, but it will be by September. We plan to have unique identification of challenges and the possibility to have global basic information on the Global Changes Action Registry, and the possibility to create this will be by September. And then it will be also more useful for concrete communities to use it, and we will then see what kind of data people are bringing together, and what kind of challenges people see important, where the use of such a platform they regard as valuable. But the incentivization and that really we can channel global funding to local challenges and local communities, this will take another year or so before people will be also able to get really financial rewards for what they are doing, and also for the citizen science contributions. But this kind of platform and ecosystem development, also this streaming TV co-creation partnership, we are now looking for partners who will then create the somehow do the creative assets mining in their communities for content, be it documentaries or music videos or interviews with creators or social entrepreneurs, and so that this kind of partnerships we are building now, and we will then invite these kind of partners to our festival or our GloCha partnership convention, annual convention in Austria, 3rd till the 8th of September, to develop these tools. It's I have to admit also to in terms of management of expectations, that our plans are big, but currently we are 2 part-time employees at my organization. So we have some funding from the sponsorship agreements from the Digital Innovation Pavilion, but everything is much less than it would be needed. We would need 1,000 employees to set it up really fast and on scale.
But there's more and more this initiative, the initiative of engaging the citizens from all different levels, and this is definitely something that maybe is slowly starting, but where everybody can take a very important role. And definitely the case of water sustainability is one of those cases where we had already other people really discussing this at certain levels. I would just maybe bring the question of Salahuddin Zizan that relates with wastewater management and water resources for the session that we're going to have next week. Next week we're going to have on Friday a session with our colleague Ignacio from the city of Alicante, that they're building a smart city with a focus on water sustainability, and is going to be definitely the experts to make these questions here today. We wanted to show the potential of citizen science and sustainability, on how the future of citizen science and youth engagement on sustainability is and needs to go through artificial intelligence, and it is in the hands of you to also address this decentralization of artificial intelligence by building solutions for your communities, with your communities, and that's also how I think very much Miro to bring us all this collection of opportunities. I guess now we all need to digest them a little bit. Follow up. I guess we can all follow up GloCha and the Climate Change Coalition on the social media, and participate in some events. Here, the word of order really is act, participate, engage, be part of a changing world, and use your skills, your capabilities to do so. This week we had quite let's say first week, intensive first week with a problem framing session, with a session on NLP. Next week we are going to start on Tuesday with design thinking. Then we'll continue with data visualization. Both of them very relevant in communicating your results, and of course very relevant in the engaging your users and engaging the people that you are directing to. So finalizing with the session, like I mentioned, by a decision maker, somebody that is head of a very innovative water management system. It's a private company, but they're very much related with a museum of water in Alicante. He's going to tell us about different projects that are very much specific to water sustainability, and some of the questions that you were asking today, you're going to be able to ask them to Ignacio, that will tell you from the decision maker's point of view. Now we got this precious information from Miroslav, from the let's say the agency that puts together citizens and policymakers and decision makers for that change. Next week we're going to talk about with somebody that is in the company, in the water resource management, doing those decisions. And we can ask them how important for them is this citizen engagement. Now, to link both of the sessions.
Good.
Okay, Kim, I think up to you for the closure.
Thank you very, very, very much, both Zhao and Miroslav. I think that was fantastic. Guys, if you still had any other questions, please can you put that in the Discord so that we can address them. Let's give them a big round of applause. Give yourselves a big round of applause, gentlemen. From optimizing water usage in agriculture to detecting leaks in urban water systems, the possibilities are endless. Imagine using AI to predict droughts, optimize water treatment processes, or even monitor water quality in real time. The potential impact is immense, and the future of our planet depends on it. So, are you ready to take the plunge? Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Please tell your friends to join us next time. People that haven't got, that couldn't make it, please do share with them. And happy weekend to you all.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.